Welcome to our weekly coaches show. Women's basketball, the topic. Head coach Iris Dixon. I'm Harry Schrader here on the Spartan Digital Network. And you guys have had a lot of time off in terms of games. What have you been working on in practice? I mean, what's been the main emphasis this last week or so?
Defense. Defense.
That shocks me. Oh, you love defense.
I do. I do love defense, and it's one of those things that you can shoot a lot, you can score a lot, but you got to play defense. We can put points up, but we got to be able to stop people, and defense has been one of the things that we have been stressing since we've been off.
Yeah, when you're off that long, and you've got a couple of games coming up, the girls start getting maybe a little anxious to play somebody else?
Oh, absolutely. It gets, day in and day out, we're going against each other. And so we're constantly working on things. But, yeah, it's always good to go against someone other than themselves.
Now, listen, I was looking at the numbers, and Jerica Hawkins, she's having a pretty good year. I mean, she's like first in about 5 categories, second in about 3 or 4 other categories. Just brag about her a little bit.
Jerica is one that we knew what she was capable of doing. Was looking for that a little bit last year. Definitely glad that has brought itself to the forefront of this year, and we're going to ride that for as long as we can.
For those of you that don't know, Jerica Hawkins is first in scoring, first in field goal percentage, first in steals, second in rebounds, and second in block shots in the entire AMC. She's having a pretty good year, Coach.
She's having a great year, and I hope that continues.
Absolutely. I think you ought to take credit for it. Well, we really worked with her in the off season. So she's obviously, the hallmark, the player that everybody is going to want to stop when they're playing against you. But you've got 2 very big conference games coming up. You've got Lyon on Thursday and Central Baptist on Saturday. Talk a little bit about those games and the importance of them.
Well, Lyon, tough opponent. They are ranked, and of course it's always tough to play at their place. We're on the road again, and so it's going to be a good matchup for us. If we're not prepared, then it's going to be a long matchup for us. But we've been preparing for that, and that's one of the things been stressing to the girls is that we're on the road for 2 games, and 2 tough opponents, and going down to CBC, first year into the conference. But we won't underestimate them. Don't know a whole lot about them except for game film. But again, we will not underestimate them by any means.
Neither of them score the same amount of points you do, and I know common opponents or uncommon opponents could shape that a lot differently. Are their styles different than yours?
Well, with Lyon probably play. Got some different personnel in there. Play a little bit more of a slower tempo, but it depends on their opponent too. They may up the tempo with us since we like to push the ball as well. Again, CBC just first year in the AMC. Just from watching game film, typically likes to run zone press a little bit and slow it down a little bit. And so, like I said, we like to push the ball. We like to get up and down the floor. So it depends on the opponent and how they may adjust to that. Again, they may look to match us speed for speed or try to slow us down.
So Lyon just beat Oral Roberts in an exhibition game. That's a little nerve-wracking.
It is. But nonetheless, we will meet them and we will be prepared to play. And we won't take that as okay. We'll go intimidation factor. We will go down there to compete.
How difficult is it? We've talked about the advantage of playing at home, but how difficult is it to go on the road, and particularly a couple of days you're away?
It can be extremely difficult. One being that we've been off. Without playing any games, just practice. But hopefully it gave us a chance to rest a little bit, to focus on things that we need to get done, going down early, get things situated, and in the mindset that we got to go down there and be ready to play.
Is it sometimes easier to play on the road? I don't mean easier because, but that whole sense of we're out here on our own fighting this team. We don't have any other distractions.
I wouldn't necessarily say easier. For us, we like to be at home. We've only had one home game, and so now we're back on the road again.
I barely know your team.
Right.
You got to get home so I can see you more.
And we're back on the road again. So I think that in itself, we have to get out of that mindset that we're on the road again and just have the mindset that we're competing again and not think of it as home or away.
You guys are 3-3 after an 8-win year last year, so you're off to a good start. I mean, just trying to, overcome some of those things. And the AMC is a pretty tough conference.
It's definitely tough. I mean, we got some tough teams in there. Columbia, #1. William Woods, who we played. So all the teams are all fighting, to get in that top 8. And right now, like I said, everybody's playing well, doing things well, and so it's. We got to compete. We got to be prepared to compete.
Not only have you not had games in a while, but the girls are off school too. How difficult is it to have them stay focused on hoops?
Well, actually, it's a little bit better now that they have a little bit of the stress. They don't have finals, they don't have classes, so their sole focus right now is on what we need to do, and that's prepare for Lyon and CBC.
You like it that way, don't you?
I do.
So, is your Christmas shopping all done?
Yes.
Wow.
It is.
Now that's a purpose-driven person right
It
there.
is.
She's got it all taken care of.
It is.
I don't. I'm in a world of trouble. Hey, thanks for your time. Best of luck this weekend. They're on the road taking on Lyon and Central Baptist. A big, big weekend in the AMC for the Spartans. I'm Harry Schrader. Iris Dixon. You've been watching it here on the Spartan Digital Network.